change comes. The ice has been broken. Day 2, second video. This video, no much more advanced than the last video. Hold on a second. Look. And that's it. See the automatic A that came in here, or is it an X? The question of the I, why does it look like a Magen David? Just count. It's actually angel's face. It's one of those things. Anyways, the reason I did this, okay, right now that I usually don't do this, is because the ice has been broken. Why has the ice been broken? Because I turned on my lamp. I'm going to show you my lamp. I turned it on underneath my table, and it cracked the glass on a 40-year-old table that my uncle gave to me. And it looks like a part of the Mayans. It looks like an animal. I see the animal. It looks like a bookend, one side of the Mayan bookend. If I hold it to you like this, you say it looks like a 1. I hold it like this, well, it just looks like a shape. This is just what happened. What happens when the glass breaks? What happens when the heat, too much heat? The bubble bursts? What happens in the heat? Because this is burning hot. I put this under my glass table, which is under a wooden table. You see the glass and the wood? You can actually see it all. And you can see the glare and the glass. Now that glass is now broken. And the danger of staying around the same area, doing the same things as I have before, no longer good. And why I did this also is because I'm wearing the kippah. But nothing holds on to the kippah. It can blow in the wind. As long as I got the Spirit connect, this is always real, whether you're wearing it or not. It's an energy. Don't you see it? Don't you see this part? It creates the Magen David. But was it the Magen David to start with? Of course not. It was one little dot in the center of this Magen David, dot number 7. Why dot number 7? Because all the points are 6, center goes 7, right? Or all the empty space, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 empty spaces, 7 goes 7. 6 and 6 is 12, 7 and 7 is 14. 1 and 4 is 5. 1 and 2 is 3. 3 and 5 says creation, the egg, C and E. Because God as angel, spirit, is in the A, and he inducts himself into everybody else, and he becomes the 5. He becomes the 3, then the 5. Why the 3, then the 5? Because man's part 2 in this world goes on to the 5, creating its 7, which has no duplication, and the reverse is another 2. That duplicates into this 2, because that's you into this world. How you are into this world, let's just say 7 and 7 is 14, or 7 and 7 is 14, 6 and 6, or just say 7, 6, 13, 7, 6, 13, 1 and 3 is 4, and for Barack Obama's time. Not only that, 18 times 1 through 5, 18 times equals to 440. Barack Obama, also 66 representation, which I'm looking at to be June 16th this year, which thank you very much to an associate, a friend, whatever you want to call him. He made me aware, I think it was Zach maybe, that the 177th day could be 178th, wouldn't be matter if it was the 176th, since the prediction of the Mayan end of the world. But it wasn't the prediction of Mayan end of the world at all. Not at all. It's nothing to do with what the Mayans said. Who read the charts? It has to do with whoever read the charts. If you were Mayan associated, then how are you associated? That your only value on what was supposed to happen actually did happen, or maybe it's been happening forever and ever, just we're not We just don't notice it, or we didn't use the equipment to check it out to understand it. So we do know times have changed because this glass is broken. The other thing is I saw new light today. You make out what you want to believe it is, okay? But this, okay, is the basketball. This is its design. It looks like a side design, PSI and PSI. PSI, 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 and I think you need some PSI, the air, to get into the bubble, to blow up the basketball. National Basketball Association, 512, or ABE, or Abraham, whichever way you want to go. NBA, ABE, 512 megabyte. 3-point play. They have a 4-point play, but you're not allowed, or not that you're not allowed, but if you get caught past the 3-point line, foul, it's 3 shots. But if the ball goes in, you only get 1 extra shot. I think that's fair. You get 1 for 3, or you get 3 for none. The other thing I wanted to mention in this video is, no, we're going to do this in another video, is we were talking about 440 a minute ago. Now if I can actually find it and show you where it is. 4 times 40 is 160. 60, 1 times 60 is 60 and represents 40 in gematria. If I was correct, by the time this comes about, it's 88 times 5. Remember I told you it's 5? Because no matter what you use, 6 and 1, 5 and 2, 4 and 3, 2 and 5, 1 and 6, it's all the same. It all has the heartbeat of the good old Lord. When he shows up 1 heartbeat, he automatically electrifies the next, that electrifies the next, that electrifies the next. And then you cycle in and cycle out a matrix. Don't forget, if there's a creator who made Matrix, he pushes a button, he sees exactly what you're doing, when you're doing it, when you were doing it, how you were doing it, what you were thinking at the same time you were doing it. Because we have iron, magnesium, and all these incredible things inside our body. Anyway, something else I want to talk about gravity and putting air in balls and the way it floats compared to other things on the street. Same with tires. So when we go back to sports, they bounce the ball. In baseball, they don't want to bounce it. They want to go as quick as they could. In hockey, they pass it around and it slides. They don't want to put it too often in the air unless it's to go over somebody instead of towards somebody. Football, they throw it at you as quick as they could, as the fastest, the best, and the most operative maneuvers they can do just to make sure nobody else, because everybody else is trying to hit it away. Same thing in the other sports, but not baseball. In baseball, you throw it to the guy to hit it away. National Basketball Association. Another thing the National Basketball Association and ABE is this. The Mayan short count of 5.125, which 125 is 5 times 5 times 5, from 5. 5 is 1,000, because that's what it is. It's the passage of 1, 2, 3 levels, and it is the chord. It's telling you it's the chord, and it becomes May 5th of the Mayan day. May 5 to June 5 to June 16th is a month and 11 days. Almost like talking about the clock. You go, well, it's a month and 11 days. Well, it's actually 26 days, and 16 days is 42 days. The same number as Nibiru. It's a number 6 on the 66th, 166th day of the 6th month. What do you think? Pretty crazy, eh? So I was showing you 88 from 440, which again reminds me of Herbert Hoover, which again, if I go 5 more plus on this, becomes 93, but now we're on to the third level at 93, and that would be the 93 highway pass over Hoover Dam. It's funny how they two connect together. Again, yes, I was showing you this, 5125. Now, if I would bring this to this, there would be 650 years. 57 would be 6. 25, 50 years. 625. 6 times 625. Let me see this again. Is it 650? Yeah, it's 650. So 6 times 50 is 300. That's the bowling game. 0 and 0 are 225. Times 3 is 675. 6 times 75 It's 300 again. 15 and 15 is 30 times 3 is 90. 90, 9 times 0 is 45. 45 and 90, or 9 is 135. And times 2 worlds is 270, plus 3 creation. You know, a corner has this side and this side, plus the corner you are. So it's 3, so it makes 273 days. And 273 days equals 39 weeks. So Highway 93 to Herbert Hoover, 88, connects to Barack Obama because he's the 31st president. 13 presidents later is Barack Obama. But all in all, and all in all, it's all a lie, because Barack Obama is really the 43rd president to stand guard. That's all. Herbert Hoover went twice, so all the numbers have to shift, even the number of JFK. He's not the 35th president, because that would have been the egg. That would be the restart. The restart was the 35th president. He, becomes the 34th president. That's right. He'd be 34, Barack Obama would be 43. Together makes 77 Christ. 34, 43 is the way you, is actually here in Quebec, the way the hot water is supposed to be used to clean your dishes and the steam and whatever else is in there. 43, 34 says hot and cold. 3 times 3 is 9. 4 times 4 is 16 equals 25. Venus, Jupiter. 25, 5 by 5, and 5 plus 5 is 35. We're back to the egg creation of C and E. Christ Electric. Where were we now? We were back on this number, where we went 650 years. 5 times this is 25,625. Well, let's do this. Now that we have the short count of the Mayans, let's reduce this and multiply it by 125. It'll equal 625. Okay, this is 125, it'll equal 625. Isn't it funny the way it already looks like a 6 from this angle? 625, but it's not. It's a 1, 2, 5. How you can just dilute it, and maybe we just misread the whole calendar and it says 3150. 3150 is the breaking an entry. It's 31 and 50 is 81. If you see it the other way, that's 9 by 9. If it was time, it'd be a minute 21 seconds, which is 11 by 11. So now we got 22 and 18. 22 is the letter D, 18 is the letter R. You got an RB, and it's in our minds and our bodies that we carry upon us. But anyways, the 5 times 125 equals 625. How many times 625 do we need? We need 41 times 625 equals the long count of the Mayans of 25,625, in which in here, it's really funny the way it seems. 1776 plus the 17 gives you the 93 as we had before, or it gives you 59 E and I as E and I and O. E-I-O equals to 21, creating U. 21 U and O and E and I. Excuse me, made a mistake. That would actually come out to Einstein. But we're going to continue that way, that 5 and 1 equals to 6, but the fifth and the first letter put together is the O, and that would be the 15th letter equaling to 21. Then we get to the U letter, which is 21, plus the 21 we already used, would actually be 42. And again, that would say 6, X, 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 666. So, where else would we take this? I don't know. I want to go paint. So we did the basketball. I showed you the basketball, right? The basketball, the football, sporting equipment. You know, funny. Just so happens that I watched a movie yesterday where it wasn't the greatest movie. In fact, it wasn't a good movie at all. But whatever I watch tends to connect with me. It seems like I'm always in the right area because I feel that way. And doesn't matter what area. If I'm in the wrong area, I made a bad choice, but I'm still in the same area I chose to be in before it even started. So I try a little bit harder to take notice on just about most of what I do. But if it just doesn't work out, well, guess what? Okay, sirrah. It's the way it is. Things don't work out. It's the way it is. The table broke. I really like the table, but it's broken. Now I have to make sure nobody in the house cuts themselves with glass. But nobody's here, but still I must throw it away accordingly, so nobody else hurts himself, because it ain't my fault, and I care. So we'll just put this on the side for now. And just to tell you, in French, this is Tim Hortons, and in French it says, Rouge, which means red. This one says sedek. It means day. But sed is to put away. Camp. Put away. Camp. C-A-M. Creation of amps. What does that mean? The heartbeat? What does that mean? It's there for a reason. I don't know all the answers. Some of them I make up. And before I go, 1 times 1, 1 times 2, 1 times 3, 1 times 4, and then you go plus, and you figure out what they all do, plus, minus, divide, and you see what the answers are. Then you go 1.5 times, then 2 times, then 2.5 times, then 3 times, and then you can add them together and see what you get for those answers. And then for the domain that they're going to be used, and these are big domains, don't forget. I mean, I'm on one right now where I'm up over 36 numbers, which would be 180 degrees, so I'm at basically the end. Now I have to go 1.5 times and then down. Overlap. Amen. That's what she calls for. Raphael 7286 in the constellation of Pegasus. No, this is not my greatest video, but just count your sports equipment. The straps, the jocks, the kojos. Jock backwards. Why? Because everything counts, every shape counts, everything gets bent into place. Just like it goes. 14 in craps, okay, seems to be the highest. How do we get 14? When you roll a 6 and a 4, you get 10, and the underside of the dice of 10, okay, 6 and 4, 10, the opposite of 6 is 1, the opposite of 4 is a 3, 3 and 1 is 4. They all become more or less 14, 14, 14. 10, 4, 9, 5, 8, 6, 14, 14, 14, 42. Now all the ones that don't count around the sides is always going to add up to 14. 14 and 14. So all the sides that don't count are 42. That's 84. Now we counted, did we count everything? So 84, which is 7 times 12, which is the average, is 84. In 11 more weeks, a child is born. 7 by 13. 7 by 12. Raphael 7286. I think I said just a little bit too much with not enough explanation. So if anybody makes it to this part, don't be afraid to ask. Sometimes I don't know any more than anybody else. That's why I put it up. We work together. Thank you.